Hi, it's Christina with the Sisyphean Journal, and today we have certainly a failed cover-up of a criminal abortion death. Shortly after midnight on May 27th of 1915, a man named Willis Harvey contacted Chicago police to report a dead woman in the home where he lived with Dr. Eva Shaver and her son Clarence. The dead woman was Anna Johnson, a 25-year-old hairdresser from Michigan. She lay in Clarence's bedroom with his revolver clutched in her left hand and a bullet wound in the right side of her head. Excuse me. 2 bullet holes marred the walls of the room. Dr. Shaver told police, "Miss Johnson came to my home 8 days ago. She said she was from Ludington, Michigan. She wanted work, and I employed her as a maid for $5 a week," which was not, $5 a week back then. "She spoke to me only a few times and never mentioned her relatives or anything about being despondent." Shaver continued, "I sent her to a drugstore for cotton late yesterday afternoon, and when I returned, I went out to make a professional call. When I got back at 6 o'clock in the evening, Harvey told me that he had found her dead body in my son's room." Now, at first, coroner's physician Reinhardt issued a statement about Anna. She was about 6 weeks into pregnancy, and he noted that she had died from the results of an abortion perpetrated 2 days earlier. He noted that there was very little blood from the bullet wound, which indicated that it was inflicted after death. Now, later he changed his mind, not about the abortion, but about whether Anna was still alive when the bullet went into her brain and finished her off. He said she probably actually was alive, but was definitely dying already from the abortion. And whether the shot was fired before or after Anna's heart had stopped beating, the fact that the gun was in her left hand, but the bullet wound was in the right side, it was kind of clear she hadn't shot herself. The coroner's jury concluded that the shooting had been an attempt to hide the fact that the abortion was the true cause of death. And the coroner's jury was unable to determine which of the 3 suspects fired the shot: Clarence, Dr. Shaver, or Willis Harvey. So, how had Anna wound up dead on the floor of Clarence Shaver's bedroom? Anna's sweetheart, Marshall Hostetler, collapsed 3 times when he was telling his story to the coroner's jury. He was a salesman who had met Anna at the Columbia Dance Hall. They'd kept company for about a year and then got engaged to be married. About 8 months into the engagement, Anna discovered that she was pregnant. Hostetler testified that he had offered to marry her right away, but Anna didn't want anybody to think that the only reason they had gotten married was because of the pregnancy. A letter from a woman named Helen that was found in Anna's room after her death indicated another motive for the abortion. It read, "Don't do anything rash, and when you get married right. You have oceans of time for this married bliss stuff. Don't get married too soon. It will mean a good night to all your times." So it wasn't just evidently that Anna didn't want people to think she'd only gotten married because she was pregnant, but she wanted to have her freewheeling single lady days. But regardless of her motive, Hostetler described how Anna wanted to proceed. "She asked me if she couldn't take some drugs or something to relieve her condition. I said, 'No, don't take any drugs. You are nervous now, and drugs may have a bad effect on you.'" Now, a few days later, Hostetler encountered Clarence Shaver on the elevated train. The 2 of them were already acquainted. "I confided in him about Anna's condition. He told me that he had a medicine he was about to put on the market that would fix Anna fine." So that night, Hostetler went to Clarence's office at the First National Bank building and bought 2 boxes of Dr. Eva Shaver's Specific Relief for Ladies, also known as Dr. Shaver's Little Red and White Pills. There were 12 pills in each box, 9 red pills and 3 white pills. The red pills were to be taken 1 every 2 hours and the white once a day. So Hostetler brought the pills to Anna, and she went through 2 regimens over the course of about 8 days with no effect. Hostetler reported the failure to Clarence, who showed him letters purportedly from satisfied customers. And he told Hostetler that the pills could take a long time to work, as long as 14 weeks. And this claim leads me to believe that the pills might have actually been a placebo, and the Shavers were hoping that any miscarriage that occurred when the woman was taking the pills would be attributed to their product. But whatever the case, Clarence provided Hostetler with 2 more boxes of the pills. And these new rounds of pills failed to dislodge the fetus. So Hostetler went back to Clarence, who told Hostetler to bring Anna to his office so he could look her over. Clarence told Hostetler, "My mother is a doctor. She has a midwife and a nurse at her home, and we will take Anna to the house and give her good care." So Hostetler told the coroner's jury, "I met Anna at 1 o'clock the afternoon of May 23rd and took her to Clarence's office." And they had to wait about an hour because Clarence was seeing another patient. The couple met with Clarence, who told them the abortion would be $25 cash in advance. Hostetler said, "Clarence, you know me, you know I'm good," and he consented to wait for the money. So Clarence phoned his mother that night and arranged to have Anna go to her house. So Clarence took Anna over to Dr. Shaver's house. Clarence's mother said to me, "Yes, I can take Anna in, as another patient has been cured and has left a room that Anna can have." And back then it wasn't uncommon for doctors to have a practice at their home and rooms where they kept patients overnight. That's a freaky weird thing to us in the 21st century, but it used to be very common. So Hostetler left Anna in Dr. Shaver's care. The following Monday, I saw Anna at the doctor's house and she seemed all right. Last Tuesday night, I saw Anna there again. At that time, I paid Clarence $10 on the bill. He was disappointed and said he expected all the $25. I talked to Anna and she told me she had taken 2 treatments. At 8:30 o'clock last Tuesday night, while I was talking to Clarence and Anna fainted and fell to the floor. Now, evidently, Anna recovered from this fate and Hostetler went home. Dr. Shaver called me up about 6 o'clock Wednesday evening and told me Anna was dead, that she had shot herself and taken her life. I hurried over there. It was 6:30 o'clock when I reached the house. I wanted to see poor Anna, but Dr. Shaver and her son would not let me. Dr. Shaver said, "No, you can't see the body. If you want a remembrance of her, you must remember her face from last time you saw her." And then Shaver and Clarence wanted Hostetler to disappear to Canada until the whole thing blew over. And he said he was willing to go, but they didn't have any money to send him there. Dr. Shaver said to me, "This is a serious affair. We may go to the penitentiary if you stay here." So they did not want a witness to be available for the police. I spoke of Anna's rings and necklace and asked if I should take them. The doctor said yes, so quickly that I stopped and thought it over and said I guessed I would not. It might look suspicious. So Clarence and his mother and Hostetler pondered how they were going to stash the bereaved young man so police wouldn't be able to find him. Finally, it was decided I should go to the hospital, and we went to the Fort Dearborn Hospital on the south side, but they refused to take me because I was not sick, and also they wanted $25, which the doctor said she didn't have. So we went to the Transfer Hotel at Clark and Division Streets. The doctor said, "You'll be just as safe here as if you were out of town. Nobody will know where you are." Clarence spent the night there with Hostetler, but was gone when Hostetler woke the next morning. Now, the news coverage does not say why Hostetler didn't stay in hiding, but instead decided to go to the police. Shaver was tried for Anna's death and for the 1914 death of another patient, Lily Jovenko. As the date for the Johnson trial approached, witnesses reported death threats. Hostetler found the threat so frightening that he refused to leave police custody, even though he was free to do so. When appearing in court, Marshall was described as on the verge of a nervous collapse, and a physician was giving him soothing medicines, and he was kept in a secure location under police guard. Shaver was tried twice for Anna's death. The first case ended with a hung jury. I still haven't been able to find out what happened with the second. So like, share, subscribe so I can find out what exactly became after Dr. Anna Shaver tried to use a very badly botched fake suicide. Anna was not successfully Epsteined, let's just put it that way.